Hi, Redeemer. Donovan here. I'm going to do a little video today on giving. I'm actually going to do a couple of them over the next few weeks, a handful of them, just covering different aspects. I hope you find these YouTube clips helpful. It's a way to just try to put out a little bit of content and really kind of talk about stuff that's behind the scenes, vision, strategy, that kind of thing, as a way to not try to overwhelm the Sunday morning sermon spots with this stuff. So you can subscribe to our channel and these will get pushed out to you. You'll get notifications, or you can feel free to just come here and cruise around every once in a while. So giving, I want to talk today about why. In coming weeks, I'll answer questions like, where does the money go? More specifically, how much to give, that kind of thing. So why? It's actually just pretty intuitive. And I've said it a dozen times at least. This is our church. We perceive that there's a value in having a church. We perceive that there's a value for our joy and the joy of the world to having the word taught, preached, sung about, to having disciples made, to having leaders trained, to having community groups. And this is something that we delight in. We want this to be a part of our lives, a part of our families' lives. We want it to be a part of the city. And no one else is going to fund that. It's not going to be a line item on the city's budget, on the state or federal budget, right? This is our thing. And so it really is just that simple. Certainly you can go to Biblical Principles for Giving, where God instructs his people to give, to be generous to the poor, also to give to their local church. But it actually just is really intuitive. It's our thing, right? And so I want to encourage you, those of you that are growing in that. Some of you, we're all at different places. This is a place where we say, man, God has really grown me, and I feel like I'm thriving, and I'm where I need to be in my giving. Some of us are somewhere else along that spectrum where we're really struggling. Maybe we do sometimes and we don't, and then it's just really a real battle. Some of us aren't engaged at all. I know that as I've talked to people over the years. Often I'll sit with someone, I'll say, tell me about your relationship with Redeemer when it comes to giving. I don't want to know how much, but just give me some general principles. And there's a handful of times when people have, in honesty, I appreciate that, said, you know what, I don't give anything. When I say, okay, tell me about that. And usually it's some sort of like, they know they could, they know they should, but they just haven't pulled the trigger. They've kind of been kicking the can down the road. So if that's where you are, I want to challenge you in that. And we'll talk in a later video about how much do we give. I do have some pointers on that. But start somewhere. Just give. This is our church. We love it. We want to invest in the different things that the church is doing. And we believe this is a value to have for ourselves, for others, and for the city. And so next week, tune in. I will talk a little more specifically about where does that money go? How is it used? And there's a whole lot. If you have questions about this stuff, you want me to do a video on something, I'll do it. Or if you just want to sit and talk, I'd love to do that. So as a whole, I think that we have a generous church. We're able to meet budget and move forward and do ministry. But I know that we could always continue to grow in that. So hopefully this is helpful to you and informative. Like I said, always willing to sit down and answer any questions you might have. So God bless you all. We'll see you soon.